The internet has been crazy the last couple of days about this Vanessa Bryant story. I know y'all have heard it at this point. There was a rumor going on for the last like 3 or 4 days that Vanessa Bryant, the widow of Kobe Bryant, was pregnant. Then there was another rumor that she was not only pregnant, but potentially pregnant by a young baller, basketball player.
A young baller.
That was the quote that was in the news. It said a young baller. I'm assuming they meant basketball player.
Vanessa Bryant's rumored pregnancy just lit the internet on fire, and everyone's running their mouths about it. But then, out of nowhere, LeBron James threw himself right into the drama, allegedly confronting Vanessa face to face. According to him, this might be crossing a line and messing with Kobe's legacy. Here's the scoop. LeBron reportedly snapped at Vanessa. Viewers who caught the live before it got yanked down faster than a bootleg UFC stream swear they saw him throw shade straight into the camera. The alleged words, "You gotta chill," and he didn't stop there. LeBron supposedly added, "There's timing, there's respect. Some things you don't do, especially not like this." No official transcript exists, but the streets move fast. Fan clips and grainy screen recordings started flooding Twitter threads quicker than Ice Spice memes. So, what could have pushed King James to even speak on this? For a whole week, Vanessa Bryant's name has been blowing up over whispers she's pregnant. That alone had people in shock. But what really made jaws drop was the alleged father. The T? Rumor says it might be a young baller. Nobody's dropping names yet, but the second the gossip hit, folks turned into full-blown detectives, combing through pics, likes, and sightings like they were on a mission. Some even started pointing fingers at Lakers bench players, and you can imagine the chaos that caused. Some people even claimed the mystery guy wasn't just a young pro, but a high school basketball prodigy Vanessa had been mentoring.
They're supposed to walk around in public with black veils and black dresses and just be a constant state of mourning for the rest of their lives.
Well, that's extreme, but I would want your business to be private because we still hold these guys in high regards in our mind.
Twitter, aka Toxic University, went wild with it, and the reactions from fans were pure disappointment, with timelines flipping out left and right. But in today's world of deep fakes, AI trickery, and straight-up internet paranoia, not everyone was buying the story. Still, supposed baby bump pics kept floating around, fueling Reddit threads, Facebook auntie gossip, and TikTok debates that wouldn't die down. And when LeBron jumped in to address her directly, the tea turned into straight-up lava. That IG live call-out barely lasted 5 minutes, but it cracked open a legacy drama that had been quietly brewing since 2020. To get why this hit so hard, you gotta roll the tape back. LeBron wasn't just Kobe's teammate. He was seen as his successor, his brother, his equal.
The relationship between Kobe and his parents, the reason why it was so bad was because of Vanessa. Because when he first met Vanessa, his parents told him not to marry her. He's still too young. And I'm sure that she found out about it and said, "Oh, well, don't deal with your parents then. If they don't like me, I don't like them." And during the course of their relationship, I don't think the parents really could see the grandkids, and they're kind of, Kobe would probably have to give him money under the table so Vanessa wouldn't find out. And then look, after he died, they were cut off.
A lot of people believed Kobe passed him the torch. And when Kobe died in that heartbreaking helicopter crash, LeBron carried that grief like it was tattooed on his soul. So when the pregnancy rumors started swirling, especially with whispers of it being a young baller, LeBron clearly felt a line had been crossed. This wasn't just about mourning, it was about legacy. Some even think he spoke up not only to protect Kobe's name, but also to defend Kobe's daughters, especially Natalia, who's allegedly facing online harassment from people trying to tie her to the gossip. Right now, the internet's split harder than Drake versus Kendrick fans. One side of the internet is yelling, "Vanessa deserves to move on, let her live." The other side is snapping back, "Kobe's only been gone 5 years. You can move on, but not like that. Not with some TikTok baller." And then you had Queen Flip dropping one of the rawest takes in the whole mess. He pointed out, "You ever notice how Lauren London still gets side eyes when she steps out?" That's the exact energy Vanessa's getting right now. There's this unspoken code that when a woman loses an iconic partner, she's expected to stay in mourning forever. It's toxic, but it's also very real in certain circles, especially when your man wasn't just loved, he was legendary.
You know, amongst in the community.
What's the rule?
What community? Listen, the community that I'm from.
Okay.
And that could,
in his community.
Yes, and the rule is, I mean, of course, in life she's supposed to move on. She can live her life and stuff like that. I mean, it's been 5 years and all that, and that's her choice. If that was true, but nigga, when it comes to morals and principles in our mind, whatever mental world that I'm in, nigga, I'm not. That's Kobe.
But what's the moral?
I don't want to see you move on.
Kobe wasn't just Vanessa's husband. He was a symbol. The world expects her to wear that black veil for life and only smile if it's for the kids. It's unfair, but when you're sitting on that throne, that's the tax you pay. And that's why LeBron felt the need to step in, because in the court of public opinion, he's the last Laker king still standing. So far, Vanessa hasn't come at LeBron directly. But don't think for a second she can't throw shade when she wants to. Just 2 days later, she reposted a meme with Rihanna's photo on IG that read, "Me protecting my peace, not pregnant and having fun all summer." She even added, "I mean, I'm not just the only one." Now tell me that ain't aimed at somebody. It's like Kobe's ghost is hovering in the room. And here's the thing. If the earlier parts of this story were the fire, this right here is where we trace the smoke back to the source. Because this drama between LeBron and Vanessa, it didn't just pop up out of nowhere. This has been brewing for years, behind the cameras, outside the Lakers' locker room, and deep inside the Bryant family's complicated dynamic. And the wildest part is...
It's sad. His father died at 69. It's kind of young, Art. 69, an NBA legend. I think he died of a broken heart. I don't know the details. I'm just speculating. But for an NBA legend to be dead at 69, I ain't hear nobody say he had no chronic medical disease or nothing. I think the man died of a broken heart. He might have died of poverty.
Kobe's not even here to speak for himself, but somehow his presence is in every single frame of this chaos. Let's strip this thing down, because it's not just about a pregnancy rumor or LeBron's IG Live. This is about unfinished business, broken loyalties, and wounds that never got the chance to heal. And to really get it, we gotta start with this. Even Kobe Bryant's funeral couldn't unite his own family. Yeah, you heard that right. In what's gotta be one of the coldest twists in NBA history, Kobe's own parents didn't say a single word at his memorial in the Staples Center. They weren't even mentioned by name in Vanessa Bryant's eulogy. Let that sink in. This man won 5 championships, had 2 jerseys retired, poured millions into his family's pockets, and even in death, he was still caught in the middle of a family war. Here's the backstory. Kobe's relationship with his parents, Joe and Pam Bryant, started going left back in 2001 when he married Vanessa. She was just 18, he was 22.
Yeah, because she's a leech.
She apparently wants $90 an hour, 12 hours a day for being a grandmother. Now, this is after, now keep in mind that they've had nannies the whole time, right? They've had nannies the whole time. So it's not like she was really put out and just, this was not like, you know, how certain people are raised by their grandparents.
Yes.
This is not that.
She ain't got to make them sandwiches.
No.
She ain't got to clean up their room
No.
and read them books or no like that. She's just in the house with the nannies.
With
and
the
the
nannies
kids.
and the kids.
Living lavish.
Yes.
They met on the set of a music video, and at the time, Vanessa was still in high school. The Bryants, they weren't feeling it at all. Reports say Joe and Pam thought Vanessa was too young, too Latina, and not the image they wanted for Kobe. That tension boiled over quick. Kobe didn't even invite certain family members to the wedding. And years later, things exploded again. This time, over memorabilia. In 2013, Kobe ended up suing his own parents for trying to sell his high school jerseys and championship rings without his permission. Even after that case got settled, the damage was done. After that lawsuit mess, Kobe cut his parents off financially, and trust, fans weren't the only ones peeping the shade during his funeral. Dr. Umar Johnson, aka Black Twitter's unofficial dean of hot takes, straight up flamed Vanessa for how Joe Bryant was treated, and let's keep it all the way real, Doctor. Umar's comments had the culture in a chokehold for a solid week. Some agreed, saying Kobe's dad deserved his moment. Others fired back, insisting Vanessa had every right to control the service after years of family disrespect. Either way, the vibe was crystal clear. Vanessa was drawing lines in the sand, and this wouldn't be the last time. Because just when you thought the family drama couldn't get messier, Vanessa ended up clashing with her own mother, Sophia Lane. And bruh, it got ugly. Sophia claimed she worked unpaid for years helping Vanessa raise her daughters, especially after Kobe's death. Then, in 2020, she hit Vanessa with a $5 million lawsuit saying Kobe had promised to financially support her for life.
Vanessa Bryant, are you going to take care of Kobe's mom? Kobe's gone. His father's gone. What about his mom? Now, I understand she bought his sister an automobile, but an automobile, that ain't nothing. I can go buy an automobile. You can buy an automobile. Are you going to take care of his mother? That's my question for Vanessa Bryant. And I'm going to be honest with you, Art. I'm disappointed in the NBA and the retired NBA players because I can't believe nobody is calling her to task in her neglect of Kobe Bryant's parents. That man left her a sizable estate, man. A sizable estate.
Vanessa clapped back with a statement that read, "My mother is continuing to try and find ways to extort a financial windfall from our family." That lawsuit went nuclear, making headlines from the Shade Room to ESPN and exposing something deeper. Even her own blood wasn't fully in her corner after Kobe passed. And maybe, just maybe, that's why she's so guarded now and why she might have been quick to snap back when LeBron confronted her on Instagram. This woman been living in a war zone since 2020. Let's be real. Being Vanessa Bryant isn't just about being a mom. It's about guarding a brand. Nike still pushes Kobe merch. The Mamba Foundation still moves every time his name's mentioned. She's expected to be composed, respectable, grieving, yet inspirational. But how long can someone really be forced to live in permanent mourning? Vanessa's IG game always spotless. Her statements come with receipts. Her public appearances are straight Fashion Nova meets Oscar de la Renta, polished, flawless, and scandal-free. So the second she even looks pregnant, the streets lose their minds. Why? Because people want her frozen in time, still married to a ghost, still raising Kobe's daughters, still honoring the Mamba like nothing's changed. Now rewind to that moment on LeBron's IG Live. He didn't just go off because Vanessa might be pregnant. That wasn't the only trigger. There's a theory bubbling online, and it's gaining serious traction. LeBron's frustration comes from something way deeper. To him, Kobe's legacy is under attack, and no one's guarding it. Think about it. Nike flipping Mamba merch, TikTokers twisting Kobe's quotes into thirst traps, and now whispers about Vanessa dating a young baller.
That's how they wanted him. He's perfect for the NBA. Can't even function enough to talk to your parents. Because maybe that don't got nothing to do with him winning a fucking championship. The Lakers, nigga. Out of here. Yeah. I ain't even mean to get mad at that, but I'm just saying that like, what? Like, I wish I would've got my fucking money so I could just gave everything to my parents just cause I really had the fucking money.
Well, yeah, remember at Kobe's funeral, his parents didn't even speak.
To LeBron, that's a heavy load to carry as the last true elder statesman of that era. That's why his IG Live felt so personal. To him, it's not about whether Vanessa has the right to move on. It's about what it represents. A chapter closing without a proper goodbye. And in all this chaos, you got a feel for Natalia Bryant, Kobe's oldest daughter. She just graduated college trying to carve her own lane. She's been in vogue, she's walked red carpets, all while paparazzi stalk her, trolls flood her DMs, and every move gets tagged back to her dad. Now imagine the whole internet debating whether your mom's pregnant and if it's too soon. How do you even process that? These rumors don't just hit Vanessa. They hit an entire grieving family still trying to find their footing. And maybe that's why LeBron, being a father himself, felt like he had the right to speak up, even if it wasn't his place. 5 back-to-back Shade Room posts picked apart Vanessa's outfit choices like they were evidence in a trial. TikTok started lining up old clips next to new ones, blasting creepy conspiracy core music over bump analysis videos. Streamers went live, reacting like it was draft night, and some even faked DMs from sources. And after all that, still not a single piece of confirmed proof about a pregnancy. It's a wild case study in what happens when a woman becomes the face of a legend and then dares to take a step forward. And let's be real, this drama isn't dying down anytime soon. Why? Because it didn't start with one IG Live. This started with years of generational tension, fame, grief, and the carefully crafted illusion that the Bryant family was flawless. Vanessa has buried her husband, clapped back at her own mother, gone toe-to-toe with Nike, sued the LA County Sheriff's Department over those leaked crash photos, and still walks into public events.
And if you get Vanessa Bryant pregnant, you become the Black Mamba, okay? You recover the mantle. It's like the Green Lantern ring. Like all the magic, all the work ethic, the mentality, it's all in there. Where else would he leave it?
Looking like nothing's wrong. But LeBron's confrontation, that ripped the curtain down. It reminded everyone that behind the polished Instagram feed and brand deals, Vanessa is still living in Kobe's shadow, and that shadow is heavy. Because here's the truth. This isn't really about whether Vanessa is pregnant. It's about who gets to write Kobe's legacy. Is it LeBron, the player who caught the Laker torch? Is it Vanessa, the woman who stood through every scandal, injury, and heartbreak? Or is it the public, the culture, the fans who refuse to let go of the Mamba myth? They say the real war starts after the funeral, and in Kobe Bryant's case, that saying hits different. Ever since his tragic death, there's been smoke in the background. And it's not just from gossiping fans or TMZ hunting headlines. We're talking lawsuits, betrayals, inheritance battles, leaked photos, family cutoffs, and loyalty tests that feel straight out of a Hulu docuseries. And right in the middle of it all, Vanessa Bryant, the woman who once seemed untouchable, standing at that funeral with perfect poise as she honored Kobe and Gianna, is now one of the most polarizing widows in celebrity culture. And don't get it twisted, this didn't start with LeBron's IG Live. That was just the match. The gasoline had been soaking the house since 2020. From that point on, everything has been messy. At the heart of it, money, always money. Insiders claim Kobe didn't leave much to his parents. And by not much, they mean pretty much nothing. His entire estate, worth a conservative $600 million, was left under Vanessa Bryant's control through the Bryant Family Trust, with Joe and Pam Bryant completely excluded. Even before his passing, Kobe had been slipping his parents quiet cash just to keep the peace. But when he died, that faucet shut off instantly. And the wounds, they were already deep. One of the nastiest public moments came when his parents tried to auction off his high school memorabilia. Championship rings, jerseys, the works. Kobe was so furious he slapped them with a cease and desist, and the case actually went to court. They ended up apologizing, and the buyer walked away with only a few items. But the emotional fallout, that never healed. Then fast forward to 2020, Joe Bryant dies at 69. No big funeral, no headlines, no tribute from Vanessa. Just silence, and you already know, Dr. Umar Johnson had smoke for that one. Vanessa didn't just bury her husband. She might have buried the bridge back to Kobe's roots. And just when you thought this saga couldn't get any messier, her own mother took her to court. Sophia Lane, the woman who helped raise Vanessa's daughters, decided grieving wasn't enough. She wanted to get paid. Her demand, $96 an hour, 12 hours a day, for years of babysitting, adding up to a whopping $5 million. And here's the kicker. Sophia had been living in a Bryant-owned house, driving a Bryant-paid car, and surrounded by professional nannies, all funded by Kobe himself. Yet after his death, she hit Vanessa with that lawsuit. To many, it was the ultimate betrayal. Vanessa responded by taking back the house, repossessing the car, cutting ties completely. And that mother-daughter beef has never healed. When comedian Luenell caught wind of the lawsuit, she went in. It was the slap heard across YouTube. And she wasn't just clowning, she was saying out loud what a lot of people were already thinking. Kobe was the glue, the peacemaker, the provider, the one keeping everybody in check. And now that he's gone, everyone's coming for Vanessa. Even retired NBA player Sebastian Telfair slid into the conversation, but not in the way people expected. He actually sympathized with Kobe's parents, pointing out how Kobe's obsession with basketball may have fractured the family, and he didn't shy away from hinting that Vanessa played a role in keeping that divide alive. Translation: once Kobe passed, Vanessa decided who stayed in the circle and who got cut out completely. But before jumping to conclusions, people have to ask, was Kobe too blinded by love to see the cracks? Some say the real family fallout started the moment he met Vanessa, and others, they point straight to Kobe's parents never wanting him to marry her. A wound that never healed. Now that Kobe's gone, fans can't help but ask, was he blinded by love or just loyal to a fault? Because the receipts don't lie. His parents were cut out, his wife's own mother sued her, and now his legacy feels like it's under siege. The people who once stood closest to him, some are now on the other side of the line. So let's circle back to LeBron James. Why did he step in? Why now? Simple. LeBron watched the Kobe saga play out from the inside. He saw the tension, felt the awkward silences, knew the fractures. And now, with rumors swirling that Vanessa might be moving on, LeBron saw it as the final breach of an unspoken code. That's why his IG Live didn't feel like just shade. It came off like a warning shot. A message aimed at Vanessa, the fans, and the culture. You don't get to rewrite Kobe's legacy. Not like this. But here's the twist. Vanessa never asked to hold this position. She didn't sign up to be the eternal keeper of the Mamba flame. She lost her husband. She lost her daughter. She got hit with lawsuits, faced betrayal from her own blood, went to war with Nike, buried her in-laws, protected her kids. And through it all, the world still demands she stay flawless forever. She can't move forward without backlash. She can't post without setting off a wave of speculation. She can't even breathe without someone shouting, "What about Kobe?" It's the price of being a widow in the public eye, a curse wrapped in the disguise of a legacy. But here's the question that really matters. Who does Kobe Bryant's legacy actually belong to? When you strip away the IG lives, the lawsuits, the family feuds, and the pregnancy rumors, one question echoes louder than all the noise. Who owns Kobe Bryant's story? Is it Vanessa, the woman who stood by his side for 2 decades and raised his children? Is it LeBron, the symbolic heir to the Laker throne? Is it the fans, the ones who immortalized him and defend his name at all costs? Or is it his parents, the ones who gave him life, raised him, and watched it all unravel? Right now, Kobe's legacy is being fought over like an empire without its king. And everyone, from family to peers to the culture, is scrambling to claim their piece before it's gone. So where do we go from here? Maybe the real answer is we let Vanessa breathe. We stop treating Kobe like a saint who could never be human. We stop expecting widows to wear black forever. We stop forcing fathers to betray their kids or wives to carry the weight of dynasties alone. Maybe we finally let the Mamba and the madness rest in peace. If you made it this far, show some love, hit that like button, drop your thoughts in the comments, share this with a friend who needs the tea, and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. I'll catch you in the next video.